And then in T-zone number 1 is where I am going to write out my call of the question. And so next, we want to complete T-zone number 2 on the left side of the T-zone chart, which is where we want to write the rule of law. We want to list the elements of the applicable rule of law, and if that rule of law is not already in element format, we simply will separate the rule at its pause points. Okay, so here now is our rule for perfection of a security interest in Texas. And so the rule is, for perfection of a security interest in a tangible good, a party or creditor seeking priority in ownership must establish control. Okay, so now that I have a clear focus on the rule of law here, I can now go into my fact pattern and isolate only facts that are going to be relevant to resolving the legal problem here. And so when you look at this entire sea of facts in this fact pattern, you can see that now I can go through here and I can see that there are only just a few sentences here that will relate to perfection of the security interest and who actually maintains control. So I can just go ahead and start to write my relevant facts here in T-zone number 3. Now we can move to step 3, which is I for issue. And we want to use the illustration to stand back and ask, what is the bar examiner really asking in the question based on the relevant facts as applied to the rule of law? We want to write the issue statement right below the call of the question in T-zone number 1 so that we can maintain a clear focus on making sure that in the final analysis, we're answering the question that we're being asked, which is the call of the question. So here really what we're really trying to get to the nitty-gritty on is whether the filing of the security agreement with the Texas Secretary of State gives Finance Co. a superior security interest in the savings bank account when it is actually maintained at and in the control of bank. You see, it seems that Finance Co. went the extra step of filing the security interest with the Secretary of State, thinking that if the borrower defaulted on the loan, that it would give it a more priority interest or ownership in the bank account proceeds more so than the bank. But the rule of law specifically states that control gives a more priority ownership in that bank account. And so here, filing that security agreement with the Secretary of State does not have the clout that Finance Co. actually thinks that it does. And so when you stand back and you ask yourself, okay, so what's really going on here? That gives you a more fulsome analysis, for one, in your essay that you're going to be writing. And it also helps you to arrive at the answer to that call of the question, which is what you really want to do in the final analysis.